let's just get right into it. For decades, the dream for a musician was pretty simple, right? Get signed, put out an album, and then, live off the royalties. But today, with streaming paying out fractions of a penny, that dream feels, well, more like a fantasy. So how are musicians actually making a living in this new world? The answer is probably not what you think. It's got nothing to do with getting more streams and everything to do with what happens beyond the street.
Take a look at this number. $25,766. This is what musician Joe Gilder has earned from all the big streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. But here's the kicker. That's his total since 2017, over 7 years. For most of us, that's not a living, that's barely a hobby. And this is the brutal reality for so many artists. But hold on, because this is not the end of the story. Not even close.
Because in that exact same period of time, Joe Gilder also made this much from his music. Yeah, $1.5 million. And the most important part? Almost none of it came from streaming. It came from 13, count 'em, 13 other income streams. This isn't just a lucky break. It's a completely different way of thinking about what it means to have a music career.
Now you might be thinking, okay, but isn't that selling out? Well, Joe's quote here just hits the nail on the head. He says that learning all these other skills, things like production and coaching and marketing, it didn't just make him money. It actually made him a better, sharper musician. So it's not a compromise, it's a strategy. It's how you survive and thrive, both financially and artistically. The old path is it's broken, even for people who look like they've made it. Take songwriter Briana Marin. She landed a 6-figure publishing deal. The absolute dream, right? But pretty soon the payments got weird, then they stopped altogether, and she was thrown into a total panic. The lesson here is crystal clear. Relying on just one traditional income source, even a huge one, is just a recipe for disaster in today's world. So this brings us to the most important pivot you have to make. You have to stop thinking of yourself only as an artist and start thinking like a business owner. This is the single biggest mental shift. Your creativity, your music, that's the foundation. But it's your business sense that's going to build the house you can actually live in. And here's a core idea that changes everything. Treating your music as a loss leader. This concept from the Music Money Makeover show is a total game changer. It means your new song isn't the thing you're trying to sell for a fraction of a cent. Nope. Your song is the advertisement. It's the magnet that pulls people into your world, where you can then offer them something of much higher value. So if your music isn't the main product, who are you selling to? Well, you've basically got 3 key groups of customers. First, there are other creatives, other musicians, producers, filmmakers who need your skills. Second, there's the industry. Think ad agencies, brands, and music supervisors. And third, of course, there's the public, your fans, who want a deeper connection than just hitting play on Spotify. Your goal then is to guide people through these 5 stages. See, most of the world starts at stage 1, unaware. They don't even know you exist. Your music, your loss leader, is what makes them aware. Then your social media, your emails, that gets them to engagement. And finally, it's your high-value offers that turn them into a fan and ultimately a true fan. The kind of person who'd drive 100 miles to see you play. Okay, so that's the mindset shift. That's the big idea. Now let's get into the practical stuff, the how. How does this actually build real tangible income streams that can, pay your rent and fund your next creative project? Let's look back at Joe Gilder's business. It breaks down really nicely into 2 buckets. On the left, you have services. This is him basically renting out his time and his skills, mixing, producing, playing on other people's tracks. On the right, you have products. These are things he creates once and can sell over and over again, like courses or memberships. This is diversification in action. And remember Briana Marin, whose publishing deal collapsed? Well, she pivoted hard into services. She jumped on a platform called SoundBetter and just created a simple menu of things she could do for other people. Sing background vocals, write hooks, record demos. Within just a few months, she was making thousands of dollars. She built a predictable income that she had total control over. She turned her skills into a real business. Okay, but what if you could get paid for the exact same song again and again? Well, that's the incredible power of licensing. Instead of a one-time fee for a project, getting your music licensed for TV shows, films, or ads can create recurring revenue from a single piece of music.
Briana did this by licensing hooks she made on BeatStars, and she eventually got to a point where she was earning up to 15 grand a month from it.
And the money in sync licensing can be, well, it can be life-changing. According to top music attorney, just one placement in a TV show could get you 25 grand. Land your track in a major movie, 50,000. And if you get a song in a big ad campaign, you could be looking at a six-figure payday from a single song. It's one of the most lucrative paths out there.
Now let's look at something really different, a strategy that flips the whole creative process on its head, using technology that basically didn't exist a couple of years ago. Let's talk about the AI artist model. Here, you don't start with art, you start with data.
So this strategy, which was broken down by the YouTuber Erica Lamides, is all about market research first. You use tools to find a gap in the market, a niche genre that a lot of people are searching for, but there's not a lot of music available. So you find out what people are already hungry for, and then you go create the music to feed them.
And the workflow here is shockingly simple. Step 1, you do the research to find a profitable niche, something like focus music for coding or epic fantasy battle music. Step 2, you use AI tools like Udio or Suno to generate an entire album in that style, complete with AI artwork. And step 3, you use a service like DistroKid to upload it everywhere. The whole thing can cost less than $50. It's wild.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory. But I know what a lot of you are thinking because it's the huge question that stops almost everyone cold. How am I supposed to sell anything if I have 0 fans? Let's just tackle that fear head on. This is the paralysis point, isn't it? It feels like you're just shouting into an empty room. You think you need thousands of Instagram followers before you can even think about making your first dollar. But that's just not true.
The answer is so simple, it almost feels like a trick. You don't start with strangers on the internet. You start with the people who are already in your phone. Your first 100 fans aren't on TikTok, they're in your contact list. And here is the exact word-for-word script you can text them. Top music attorneys suggest this because it's so low pressure. See, you're not asking for money. You're not even begging them to stream your song. You're asking for their opinion and inviting them into an exclusive little group. It's a brilliant way to turn people you know into your first email subscribers and your first real potential customers.
So, let's bring it all together. We've got the entrepreneurial mindset, we've got the strategies, from services to AI, and we even have a way to start with 0 fans. The final step is to figure out what is your high-value offer actually going to be. I'm going to say this one more time, because if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this slide right here. The old way of thinking is, my song is the product. The new mindset is, my song promotes the product. Your song is the commercial, not the thing being sold. It's the beginning of the conversation.
So, what could you build? Really think about it. For other creatives, could you sell sample packs or mixing templates? For the industry, could you create a whole library of instrumental tracks ready for TV shows? And for your fans, what about an exclusive behind-the-scenes experience or selling a deluxe digital album directly from your own website?
Because ultimately, this is the question you have to answer for yourself. Your music is the catalyst. It's the beautiful creative spark that gets people's attention. But the sustainable career, the one that pays the bills and lets you keep making art, is built on the high-value experience you sell next. So what's yours going to be?